excitement, a lot of patriotism.
There's a lot of pride, a lot of joy. It's going to come with some hardships.
10 months or more can definitely be pretty hard on the family. So
every day is just another day closer to home. So
these soldiers are expected to return home to New York State in November.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Starkey Forum Says. So it's Stephen and Sam. We just finished church. We are going to go eat with my 80-year-old parents and then go check on my father-in-law. But I wanted to make a quick video because I think people need to be educated. First off, did you guys know America depends on its young men and women to volunteer for service, so we don't have to draft people who don't want to go into military service. Also, there are several different sections of the military. You have full-time, you have reserves, you also have National Guard. Our son is a National Guard, Army National Guard combat medic. Here's the thing people don't understand. National Guard is very important, okay? So say you have a hurricane or a tornado or a severe storm, a mudslide, whatever it is, chances are they're going to call out the National Guard in your area to provide assistance, not only search and rescue, but rebuilding efforts. So I think that it's really narrow-minded for people to be like, oh, well, don't put your kids in the military. Being in the military is nothing to be ashamed of. And if your child gets deployed while in their military, again, nothing to be ashamed of, folks. It is part of it. Now, for the National Guard, they can be deployed overseas when there's a war or when there is not a war. Now, our son opted. He literally opted and signed up to be deployed. Am I upset about that? No, because I raised a brave, God-centered, America First son. And this is something that is going to put some much needed money into this young man's pocket so he can come back to America and start building his life. Rather than have a child that is dependent on, say, the government or mama, right? I have a son who's gonna be able to take care of himself. Now, National Guardsmen can be deployed anywhere from 6 months to 15 months, and about every 3 years, they rotate deployments. I'm just learning all this. I find it very fascinating. So our son had the opportunity to deploy during, well, technically peacetime, to the Middle East, as I called it the other day, or the Middle East. It's a great opportunity. First, he has an opportunity to go up in rank. It is twice the pay as if he was here in the United States. And National Guard can either be local or federal. So either the state can be paying them or the federal government can be paying them. So when he deploys overseas to the UAE, it will be the federal government paying him. Now, he has no expenses while he's there other than his streaming devices, and guess what? They don't allow Netflix, and his cell phone, which he paid for an international number so we can contact him. So his bills are non-existent, folks. So what is going to happen? He's going to pocket all that money. Therefore, when he returns to the United States, he has a nest egg. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's brilliant. And I would rather my son be thinking of staying out of debt and having the money to be able to get a vehicle, start a business, whatever he's going to use it for. That makes me very proud because he's applying the principles of the Bible. Debt-free, which he is, and everything his hands touch will prosper. Also, the ability to travel when he's off, like when he has personal time. So before he left Tampa, one of the things that he did was get his passport. And I was like, do you need a passport to travel with the military to the UAE? And he's like, no ma'am, because we're going to be on military flights, that kind of stuff. They kind of look like this. He's like, no, but when I get there, if I have any personal time off, a weekend off, I might want to do a little bit of traveling, and I will need a U.S. passport to do that. So I thought that was kind of cool. So if you have a child that's, you know, thinking about going into National Guard, yes, they will get to travel places in the world that normally they would not have the opportunity to do. Now, I know that we have a whole bunch of anti-American people that watch me because I drive them nuts with the love that I have for my country and my God. But let me tell you this, I would rather that for my son than living on public assistance. Now, I don't know if that bothers people. Doesn't bother me. Do I miss him? Am I worried about him? I'm his mother. What do you think? But understand this, my sadness that he's deploying is more due to the fact that I won't see him for 14 months than it is that he's going to go and serve his country in another country. It is what it is, folks. I mean, for the love of God, some of us had to raise children brave enough to serve, because after reading some of the comments, I mean, if the parents are so negative about our son deploying, I can only imagine what their children are like. And we don't want your kids in our military. You keep them at home with you. Let our kids go be brave, and we're okay with that. And since YouTube stole our money because my content is harmful to liberals and anti-Americans, if you'd like to support what we do here, you can link it in the top of comments. We would greatly appreciate it, because if we get the go-ahead from Samuel in the next couple of weeks to see him in El Paso, that's where we're going. Even if we just get to give him one more hug before he deploys. Love you guys.
They saying don't put your children in the military. It's not your choice to put your children in the military. It's your children's choice.
Why is it their choice? Because they're what?
An adult.
Yeah.
They're part of the United States of America. Let them do what they want to do.
And in all honesty, we have actually spoken that I believe America should require everybody that graduates high school, you have a choice. You have 2 years. You either need to serve in the military, in the National Guard, or you need to serve in some capacity about
Fire department.
Learn about your
Police
country.
department.
Yes.
And then you can go to college, because
Then you'll be grown up, right?
Yeah, college ain't teaching none of them nothing.
Not anymore. It's indoctrination. So I'd like to see them, do that, because I think more people need to serve. There's too many people in this country that want everything for free, folks, and there's just not enough to go around.
All new at 6 tonight, a mix of emotions this afternoon for National Guard members and their families here in Buffalo. Dozens of soldiers saying farewell before they deploy on a 10-month mission thousands of miles away.